And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for Devil May Cry, a new Netflix anime series from creators Adi Shankar and Alex Larson. I'm very excited to talk about this. Of course, non-spoilers, so let's jump in. When a mysterious villain threatens to open the gates of hell, a devilishly handsome demon hunter could be the world's best hope for salvation. So we got Johnny Young Bosch playing the role of Dante, well, the voice of Dante. We've also got Kevin Conroy, the late genius of Kevin Conroy's voice, playing Baines. As soon as I heard it, I was kind of sad, but also happy to know that the voice is in here. So there's 8 episodes. They're about 30 minutes apiece. And at first, I thought, why have they done a remake? Because the 2007 anime is pretty good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the games. It's been a while since I played the earlier ones. The Devil May Cry 5 version, the definitive edition, I'm busy playing through right now. And I'm enjoying it. I think the storylines, the quirkiness of the character between the hack and slash, fighting enemies, a plethora, that has been a tried and tested formula of Devil May Cry for a long time. And the 2007 anime series as well, I thought was great. So when they'd remade it, I watched the first few episodes in like a couple of helpings. And I thought, yeah, this is very similar to that series. So what's the difference? It's not been that long, and the anime still holds up. However, once we start getting into emotional territory, where you start feeling for the characters that you see, I was like, okay, I see what they've done here. Adi Shankar has a way of telling a story that you've seen these characters before, but then kind of building on that world. So we have Dante, our character. It's not really an origin story, but it is a story of where the character doesn't quite know who he is or what he is. He knows he's something different. He knows he had a brother when he was younger and a mother, and because of a tragic tragedy, something has happened. He's got a dark past, and we have our hero. He classes himself as a hero, but he also knows that there are demons because he is a demon hunter. So we started that place. So if you're coming from this from the perspective of you haven't played the games, you don't know anything about the world, I think this series does enough to explain through various monologues while action is happening. Thankfully, it's not just telling, but it's showing through, I guess, small flashbacks of the childhood, that you won't feel like you've been left out, that you need to have played the games. This is sort of an origin, but not quite. You'll understand once you start watching it. When it comes to the animation style, it's beautiful. You do get to see all the action. It's bold. It's funny, especially when we're with Dante. It's crazy. There are things that characters, especially Dante, does that isn't possible. But because he isn't quite human, you'll find out in the series, he is able to do things that make anime work so well. It lends itself to anime in storytelling, great fashion with weapons that you think are normal but aren't quite. So we have all of that, this combination of great animation, and even with the animation, they've gone really creative because it doesn't stick to one style. There's an episode, I think it's episode 6, or maybe 7, that changes up the animation style and hits so emotionally hard that it's one of those. And I think it's really easy to hate humans in most stories because humans always come out as the bad guy when it comes to aliens, when it comes to monsters. It's humans that is always using aliens or monsters, for their benefits, but not for the monsters or the aliens. So it's very much to be on the sides of the monsters, easy to be on the sides of the monsters here. Episode 6, with the changing up of animation style, it's such an emotional gut punch that where I was locked in for the characters because I was enjoying the action on screen and somewhat invested, once episode 6 hits, I was so locked in that I was on the edge of my seat for the crescendo of episode 7 and 8, which is the big battle. It's one of those which you see been building up. This is not even my final form, and eventually you see the big bad boss, no spoilers, release their ultimate final form because they've become Super Saiyan in a tried and tested formula for fans that knows the Devil May Cry ultimate form. You're going to see some of that in here, and I think it's done really well. For fans of anime, just knowing the tried and tested formula of the trope of becoming stronger, fighting against insurmountable odds. Yeah, that is all in here, and it works really well with a rocking, kick-ass soundtrack. And then in combination with a score that is so good to kind of build up that tension. I thought this was a wild ride, and it's done with love and care of the franchise, but also doing something of its own. I thought the gung fu was great. I thought the violence was awesome and very gory in places. And I thought the story, especially that episode 6, had an emotional resonance that I wasn't expecting to reflect back at me and go, hey, actually, this series has something to say. It's not preachy, but you can see the message that the storytellers are trying to tell. So I'm going to give this 5 Nicolas Cages out of 5. I can't fault it for anything. There is a reveal at the end, so keep watching. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Who's your favorite character in the Devil May Cry series, if you're a big fan of the anime or the game franchise? What's your favorite game? I'd love to know. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.